Hey guys, today I have here with me a long-time subscriber of our channel, Hotanya, who has just picked up his new 2022 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive. So in this video, we'll be covering his delivery experience and his first impressions of the car. So stay tuned. Alright, so we've just picked up the car. As you can see, 12 kilometers on the odometer, so it hasn't had much movement at all.
No. And it's good. When we picked it up, it was at 71%. So we've just been sitting in the car, setting up the camera. So it's used a % or two in there, but otherwise it's been good. Car was mostly charged, no issues. I watched a couple of videos and people were complaining that the car wasn't charged or it was dirty or whatever.
Yep.
Actually had no issues. It's been so good.
Yeah, actually that's a really good point you bring up. I noticed as soon as we got out of the warehouse, you were actually doing a close checkup of the car. So what things were you actually looking out for?
So as most people would know, Teslas have been infamous for having a lot of panel gaps, build quality issues. So, of course everyone says, hey, make sure you check everything, check all the windows, do they squeak or anything? So I was checking for those kind of quality control issues, which Tesla has been known for. And honestly, they have done an amazing job. I didn't find a single flaw. I think the only thing that I did notice, which you said was pretty common, was some of the seats just had a bit of dirt on them. Someone sat on them, but seriously, nothing major, no panel gaps. The windows were amazing. They don't squeak or anything. No scratches. Car was clean. Yeah, I was amazed.
That's one of the biggest difference, right? Like I feel like even from my 2021 model that I picked up last year, as soon as these cars started coming out from the Shanghai factory, the quality just went through the roof.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people, some people have an issue with, saying cars, the cars coming from China won't be as good. Historically, it has been proven over and over again, the cars made in China have been much better than the American-made ones, though those are catching up in quality now as well.
So how was the actual delivery experience? What did the Tesla rep take you through? What things did you cover during that session?
So during these pandemic times, wasn't sure quite what to expect, but it was very seamless. I walked in, scanned in, and then they were just like, yep, you need to have your Tesla app ready. And you click on the app, you accept delivery. That is the important part. You need to accept delivery before you can control the car from the app.
Yep.
So accepted delivery. All was good. It was such an exciting feeling just seeing the car pop up for the first time.
Yeah.
And it gives you the control to lock it, unlock it, all of that. And then the rep took me to the car. I already had the number plate before, so he's like, "Yep, this is your car."
And you could
shiny.
spot it from a distance.
Yeah. Well, as we were parking outside, we could spot it from the distance. That was nice.
Oh, that's great. And in terms of the setup, how did you find it? Was it pretty straightforward? Like I noticed that he was taking you through setting up your steering wheel, the side mirrors, your seat adjustments and so forth.
Yep, exactly. So once we got with the Tesla rep, he got me to sit in the car. First thing we did, adjust the steering wheel and the mirrors. It was really easy to set up. It's all done through the touchscreen. You can control them using the scroll wheels that you have. So the Tesla rep guides you through all of that. It was nice. Set through all the main things, steering wheel, windows, and also setting up your phone as a key, which is by far one of the coolest features that the Tesla has. You can use your phone, that's your key, the car automatically starts, you walk away from your car, it locks.
It is, right? No, that's amazing. And I feel like that's so underrated because once you get used to it, it's so hard. Like we have a Nissan Leaf as well. So every time I rock up to my Nissan Leaf, I usually just turn up there without the key because I'm so used to being in the Tesla and just having the phone on me.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, I've got a Leaf as well. I love the Leaf. Of course, you've got your button entry, so not quite no key, but I just keep the key in my pocket and I pretend it does the same thing. And
So that's a great point. So Nissan Leaf, so you're transitioning from another EV.
Yes.
What was your main reason of getting into EVs and why did you think it was the right time to upgrade to the Tesla?
So honestly, the reason why I bought a Nissan Leaf, the previous car that I had was a SUV, I was spending way too much in petrol. I think I was spending $100 a week just from traveling to work and back, and I was like, it's way too much. So ended up getting a good deal on the Leaf, and honestly I have absolutely loved the Leaf. Like even though it's like the smallest range you can get, I've got the 24 kilowatt one, absolutely love it. Like so many times if I need to get any work done and I'm charging my car, let's say I'm on a road trip or whatever, I leave the AC on, I have my music on, and I can just comfortably sit in the back. I have used that so many times just for that one thing alone, where I can leave the car on for an hour if need be, if I'm just sitting in the car. The AC can be on.
Yep.
I've got music going. it's unbelievable. Literally, I actually did that once. I had to do a quick charge, and I had my laptop with me. So I put the car to charge. I folded the driver's seat all the way down, went to the back. I could place my laptop on top of the seat, get my work done, so it's an eye level, and it's on a hot day. I have the AC on. It was amazing.
No, that's really cool. But sadly, you probably won't be able to do that in the Model 3 just because it's a sedan. And that's another question that I had for you. I knew you were so interested in getting the Model Y.
I was so keen for the Y.
Yeah, so what was the reason where you're like, okay, let's just pull the plug for a Model 3 for now and wait for the Y to get here?
I lost hope for the Y. Basically, I was waiting out for the Y because it was rumored to come to New Zealand hopefully early 2022. So that didn't end up happening, and because of the chip shortages worldwide, I was like, okay, you know what, I really want to get a Tesla. I've wanted this for such a long time. Let's just do it. Whenever the Model Y does get here, standard range won't come immediately if it ever does. So, I was like, I can wait a couple of years if need be. I can always trade up.
Yeah.
It might take some getting used to, because as I always said to you, the Model 3, amazing car. The Model Y is just as amazing, but a bit more practical. Because I've always had like either an SUV or a hatchback. So just having that sort of trunk, I find it just a bit more convenient, and you can fit so much more stuff in there.
Yeah.
Even though you don't need to most of the times, but you have that option.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the other thing I wanted to touch on is obviously you're coming from a Leaf, which still, even though it's an EV, it still has a lot of tactical buttons that you can click around. So what are your thoughts on having everything be controlled by the screen?
Honestly, at first, I was very skeptical. As much as I love the car, I was like, oh, it's an amazing car. But I was like, since so much of it is controlled by a touchscreen, I was, a bit of a pessimist. I was like, it's got almost a single point of failure. Like anything goes wrong, your screen gets stuck. Like with tablets or phones or whatever, they become unresponsive, they become slow over time. You're like, your whole car is very dependent on it. But eventually, I sort of sucked it up. I was like, it'll be fine. And we've seen with even older cars from like 2014 or 15, the initial Model S's, they're still fine. Tesla offers some retrofits if need be, if it's especially bad. And honestly, I've seen some videos comparing the new Ryzen chip, which the 2022 model has, and the Intel, and it's a huge difference. It is a huge difference. So that's really alleviated any concerns that I had. So I think it will be fine.
For sure. And now that's the good point we raised there, because we'll actually be doing a detailed comparison on the Intel CPU versus the AMD Ryzen. So watch out for that video as well.
Yes.
But like, what are your thoughts about like even having the air vents and stuff on the screen? So, obviously you haven't experienced it that much while driving. So that's going to be another thing we can look back on and see how your impressions are.
So already I think that will be annoying. Like there's a few things that I just asked while we were stationary, like, hey, how do I do this? Like, I think it will take some getting used to. And unfortunately, Tesla does like to change the UI elements. Like so many people have complained about version 11. And there's a few things I've noticed as well. I'm like, okay, like, how do I control the fan speed? And then, no, you have to tap on this, and then there's a slider button. Like, there's no, previously I think down the left here you had buttons, which we don't have anymore.
Like plus and minus buttons to adjust the speed.
But I think it's just something that you get used to, and also, autopilot's still calibrating, it's almost done. If you're driving on autopilot, it's much less of a concern. That you can actually look away for a little bit to adjust it, but if you're driving normally without any lane keep assist or cruise control, then that is a bit annoying.
That's one thing our viewers would actually want to notice, is that as soon as you pick up the car, the autopilot does take a little bit of driving to get calibrated. So you can see it's in progress, and you can see a bar and it's almost done. So it takes about 10 to 12 kilometers of driving.
It wasn't even that much. Some people, like, it apparently varies a lot for people between 20 kilometers to, in some cases, 100 kilometers. But I think by far most cars would calibrate pretty quickly. Especially if you're on well-marked roads, like on a motorway. No issues.
And honestly, I would say that's one of the key highlights about getting a Tesla. Even though a lot of other cars now do come with autonomous, like partial autonomous driving systems, and that's what Tesla's autopilot is as well. It's not completely independent. You can't just sit there, kick back, and have a nap while it's driving. But I would say the performance of this and other cars that I've compared it to, definitely there is a difference.
That's one of the biggest gripes I have with Tesla. As much as I love the company, their naming convention is so misleading. Like, no, it is not full self-driving. technically it is autopilot, but no,
Yeah.
it's just marketing on their part. But I feel it's very dangerous for some. I don't know. Some people are just too trusting. I'm way too skeptical to, put my entire life on this car. Like, oh yeah, the car will drive itself.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't do that. I think it will definitely take some getting used to. But yeah, honestly, the thing that I'm so excited for. Driving to work, peak traffic on autopilot. So it's keeping me in the lane. It's maintaining my distance with the car in front of me. The car is literally driving itself. You don't have to do anything apart from pay attention.
Exactly. It takes so much stress off your day-to-day driving. So have you thought about considering getting the full self-driving package? Do you see value in the functions that it offers?
Not at the present moment. It's what, $11,000 now in New Zealand.
Yeah, 11,400.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of money, and you're not getting too much worth from it. Like the only thing that you do get is automatic lane changes, smart summon, which is cool, but really it's just a gimmick at the moment. Would be really keen for the subscription model that they've released in the US. So I know that comes to New Zealand. I would be keen to try it, and then that way you can take it for a month, see how it is. If you know you're going on a road trip in a few months, get it just for the month.
Yeah, that'll be amazing, right? And especially once we get auto steer on city streets, like how US has it in the FSD beta, that'll be awesome.
That would be so good.
Still counting down for the day, so let's see when that happens. How about premium connectivity? Have you given a thought on if you're going to stick to that monthly subscription?
I'll have to play around with the car a bit more. I haven't actually had a chance to play around with it. The initial attempts I had with trying to get to Spotify didn't work, but I'll obviously spend some more time on that. The map visualizations, which is one of the biggest reasons why people usually get the premium connectivity. Oh, and of course the Netflix and stuff you can get. Yeah, personally I wasn't a big fan of the visualization, but getting the real-time updates, I think that would be very useful. So definitely I am considering it, but I've got 30 days trial. I'll use it more and let you know.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. Because you almost need to experience it first, figure out if you need it, and it's always nice having that 30-day trial now. Just to sort of get your hands on, figure out what the differences are, and as you suggested, where it really shines is when you are actually like sitting and doing something that requires a lot of data.
Yes.
So if you're doing something like watching Netflix, streaming a lot of music, then I would say it's definitely worth it, just because for $10.99, $11.99, you're actually getting unlimited data.
Exactly, that's the biggest thing. You've got unlimited data, so
it
might be worth it. But I don't actually do a lot of music streaming. I've got all of my songs loaded on my phone, so I was just doing that now. As soon as I got in, first thing I did, connect my phone via Bluetooth, have music playing. So I know I might try Spotify, see how it works with the free account that Tesla offers. That didn't work in the limited time that I had to try it, but I'll see if it's worth it.
So in terms of your first impressions around the driving experience, what does it feel like? How is it different to your Leaf?
Well, bigger range, obviously. As I said, when we picked it up, it had 71%. So with the Leaf, I'd be like, I can only make it this far before I can charge it. So absolutely no issues there. But it is even smoother than the Leaf. The acceleration, obviously. I haven't had a chance to actually properly floor it yet. We'll do that soon. But yeah, it's been really nice, and the air conditioning is super useful. The air vents, I think a lot of people say, you only set it up once, and you don't need to adjust them a lot after that.
Yep. And how about the regen braking? Because a lot of people find Tesla's regen braking to be a lot stronger than other EVs.
It is much, much stronger than the Leaf that I had. And obviously, since I'm used to that, the regenerative braking in this enables one pedal driving. I have driven the Tesla once or twice before, which has gotten me used to it. Otherwise, one pedal driving is a bit jarring at first, even when we first left the car yard. Just taking your foot off the accelerator a little bit, there's a little bit of a jerk. But now I've gotten used to it, and it's actually been super smooth.
And I mean, if it's such a big deal to you, Tesla does have a setting in the thing where you can actually reduce the amount of regen braking. So if you feel like even after driving it, you're not very comfortable with it, you can actually just tone it down.
Yes, exactly, that's true. So I think I'll keep it on the highest regen. Obviously, it's the best for getting the maximum range, and you get used to it super quick.
All right, and the last thing I want to touch on is some of the interiors of the car. So obviously, as you know, you can get a white version as well. Is there a reason why you went for black over white? And what are your thoughts about the overall minimal interiors, the glass sunroof that you have at the top, and the sort of the faux leather seats?
So for the longest time, I was fully dead set that, I'm going to get the white seats. they obviously make the interior much brighter, and I just really like them. But I've seen too many horror stories where people, they've got like their jeans are staining the seats, like they get dirty very quickly, and obviously it's just much more maintenance that you have to do. So purely for the reason of not having to do all of that extra maintenance, I didn't go for them. Otherwise, I was dead set on getting the white seats.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mixed impressions around that. A lot of people that frequently clean them and take care of them, they don't seem to have a problem.
Yeah,
it does make your cabin a lot more roomier and brighter. But yeah, I mean, I went for black as well because I've always been used to black. So I was quite skeptical about having white seats. But now the more I see it, I'm like, maybe I should have given it a shot.
Hopefully I don't have the same regrets. But regarding the seats, obviously these are black seats. Black absorbs a lot more heat and it gets very hot. One thing I noticed, we have the AC on while driving. The back of my legs have gotten very sweaty. These seats aren't very breathable. They're I think that's definitely going to get very annoying for me. So I'm going to have to find a way to do something about it. But ventilated seats would be a very, very welcome change.
I know, fingers crossed they come in the future. I mean, having heated seats is nice, but I would have rather preferred ventilated seats.
And based on the heated seats, this one comes with all of the seats are heated. Don't have to pay extra for it. Heated steering wheel, and coming from the Leaf had heated seats and it had heated steering wheel as well. I have only used the heated seats twice in the 2 years I've owned the car, and it's only because the first time I was trying it for myself and the second time I was showing someone else. Heated steering wheel I have made use quite a bit, especially only in the winters, but I definitely use that more. So the heated steering wheel I'm very excited about and very happy that this car has it and I don't have to pay an extra $200 or whatever just to get the steering wheel.
Sadly, my car doesn't. It's there. The hardware is there, but I just need to pay for the upgrade. And it's not $200, it's $500.
$500? Oh, no.
But in that, you obviously get the rear heated seats enabled as well.
It's a shame that they don't do it separately.
I know. And how about the sunroof? What are your thoughts on the sunroof?
The sunroof, honestly, I love it. It makes the car so much more spacious. Like, you're obviously taller than me, so the extra headroom, it's just so good to have. I was coming from a car which already had a moonroof, so I really missed that in my Leaf. I was like, I really wish I could, just have a glass roof or something. It would be so nice. The biggest, concern I had, how would it be on a hot day? It's heavily tinted. We've been driving so much. Honestly, haven't had an issue. Even sitting in the back seat and you're looking out and the sun's right there, you can look at the sun directly. Not recommended, but you can. There's no discomfort.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's meant to filter out 99% of the UV rays.
Yep, and I think that's definitely the case. Normally, when you're sitting in a car in the sun, you can feel the sun getting to you. Absolutely nothing from the roof. I can still feel heat on my arms from the side windows, but nothing from the top.
Exactly, and you'll notice that it actually doesn't cause any discomfort while you have the air conditioner on, while you're driving. Yes, maybe sometimes I've noticed if you've parked it up in like peak summer day, where it's super hot and the sun's shining directly on your car, sometimes when you walk in, it does seem a little bit hot. Like it does heat up the actual cabin a lot more than other cars.
Yeah.
But you don't feel that heat directly on your head, which is always nice.
Yep. Exactly.
And the benefit is that it doesn't matter. If you know you're getting in your car, you can actually use the Tesla app just to turn on the air conditioner. So that's so handy.
Exactly. I'm so excited to be able to use the app for things like that. You can vent the car. You can set a timer. That's one thing I really enjoyed with my Leaf. I could, it didn't have no app connected to it, but you could set a timer to especially in winters where the heater would turn on half an hour before I have to leave for work. I get in the car fully defrosted. It's nice and warm. Amazing. Like, that's one thing that once you get used to it, no other car will, it won't cut it. It's so good to have.
Yep, absolutely. What are your thoughts on the recent price changes in Tesla? So just over the last couple of weeks, they've gone up by $6,000.
They have, and the most recent one being just yesterday for us.
Yep.
So honestly, I got in. It's a very lucky timing that I got it almost right at the bottom, the cheapest price that it was.
Yep. So you timed the market perfectly.
Timed the market. Follow me for more investment tips or financial advice. Yeah. So with the price changes, I can't say I'm surprised. Tesla has been the only automaker that I know of who have actually reduced the prices. When the Tesla Model 3 came to New Zealand first, it was just under 80,000. I think it was like
Yeah.
76
Yeah.
or $78,000, and over the course of a year or two, it's gone down until the cheapest version was 68,000, not including the rebate. So no other car maker has actually reduced prices. Everyone else, would increase the prices.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Tesla always honors the lowest price. So if you locked in at 74 and they reduce the prices, they will actually give you the lower price, which it's amazing how many car makers would do that.
I know. No, that's absolutely good that they honor it, because I've seen a lot of other companies actually do the opposite. Where when the costs increase, they actually pass it to the clients who have been waiting for their orders for several months.
Yep.
So how long did you actually had to wait for your car?
I got super lucky. I ordered it mid-January, and I was told that I'm right at the cutoff period where I might get it in March, and if the car's on the shipment, otherwise it will be May. So I was looking at like a 4 or 5 month wait, and I was super lucky. I got a call from my advisor, and he was like, "Oh, as soon as he called me, I was like, please tell me you have good news for me." So he called me and he told me that someone has cancelled, and my order got bumped up. So I actually got this in 2 months.
That's awesome. That's amazing. You're super lucky, because I know a lot of people that are waiting, especially with the recent fuel price changes, like 91 having gone over $3 per litre.
Yeah.
It's just like EVs are in high demand. And that's, to be honest, the biggest difference I've noticed over time is when we were getting new Tesla batches coming into New Zealand a lot earlier, we used to get about 300 cars per batch.
Yeah.
But now it's almost gone up to 1,500.
Yep, I think just the shipment that this car was on, there were 800 or something cars just in that one shipment.
No, that's amazing. And it's good to see that adoption now coming in. A lot of people are actually like, okay, EVs are here to stay.
Exactly, and for most people, the thing that actually convinces them to get started like that's what's got me started, was, you're paying so much on petrol, and your savings are massive with an EV. Like, to charge my Leaf, it's at home, it's like $3 for a full charge. Like, can you imagine getting 100 kilometers for $3?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And obviously all those savings add up over time. So the rebate definitely helped, but the amount that you just save from driving is just substantial.
It's substantial, and of course when you compound that with the maintenance aspect, there's a lot less things to maintain. Like, the main things that I've done for my Leaf is I had to change the tires because they were gone. Otherwise you don't need to change the tires for a good 5 years.
Yep.
Servicing and basically the wiper fluid, those are your main costs. And the tires are honestly like probably the biggest expense you'll have. Apart from, with Tesla, is like, as soon as you order the car, you want to buy a whole bunch of accessories. I went through your accessories videos, and not gonna lie, I think I got like almost six things from that list.
Yeah. No, there's plenty of accessories out there, and it's always hard to find which ones to go for. Because you just have so many different options, but that's the beauty, right?
Yep.
Like, different things attract different people. All right, well, thank you so much, Tanya, for letting me join you on your pickup day and your delivery experience and sharing your first thoughts about the car. So it's been awesome having you on our channel.
Awesome. Yeah, no, likewise. Thank you so much for having me, and I got to share this experience.
Yeah, no, I'd love to know more about your experience and how you progress and how you review the car later on as well. And for all our viewers out there, we'll be doing detailed comparison on the 2021 versus the 2022 model. So stay tuned for that video as well. And until next time, stay charged.
Always wanted to do that.